Eric, as a child, witnessed a tragic incident. His beloved horse was trapped in a barbed wire fence, writhing in pain. The boy desperately tries to help the animal while his mother is asleep and unable to do anything. Eric pulled the fence hard, causing his hands to be injured and leaving scars on his palms. From that moment on, this horrific sight haunted Eric in lifelong dreams. Many 5 years later, a young girl named Sally receives a video message from a friend filmed by a mutual friend during a terrifying incident. It is highly recommended to use this video to overthrow the powerful crime boss Vincent Produe in order to avenge his crimes. But for now, it's best for them to leave the city. Sally asks to be killed at home waiting for her, but December isn't sure if she's being watched. She guessed right. As soon as the girl entered her apartment, it was clear that someone was waiting for her. Rouge Marion's right hand came out of the room and immediately took Zach's phone and checked what she had sent and to whom. Marion's assistant injects a substance into the wreck and the girl is taken away. Sally realizes something has happened to her friend and calls her boyfriend, asking him to wait for V-League to do something reckless. Sally walked out and felt like she was being watched. When Celia tries to hide from the stalkers, she bumps into a few policemen. Her bag fell and the contents of it splashed out, revealing a package of banned substances. Sally was sent to the station and then sent to a rehab center. Meanwhile, Eric has grown up and is also undergoing treatment there, grappling with problems stemming from his past. The treatment program was difficult for him, but so far he has managed to follow the psychologist's instructions. One day, he notices a new girl and is immediately attracted to her, but relationships with the opposite sex are strictly forbidden in the center. Meanwhile, Vincent Produe is known as a patron of musical talent who meets the young female pianist. He begins to talk to the girl, but is interrupted by Marion, who announces that the wire has been found. Rouge walked into the back room where the panicked girl was being held. He asked to know Sully's whereabouts, but the book knew nothing about it. Zoza lamented that he had killed many people like her during the centuries he had lived. Nevertheless, his master needs souls like squirrels. Pro-Surge sends people to hell to avoid having to go there. The girl begged to be released, but Rouge bent down and whispered something in her hand. The slanted eyes became lifeless, and she took the knife to take her own life. Then she raised her eyes to the sky as if she was freeing her soul. Meanwhile, Celia noticed Eric during her morning workout. During breakfast, she sat at his table even though it was forbidden. She started chatting and quickly connected with him. The young couple regularly exchanged eye contact and talked whenever possible during group activities. They try to be as close to each other as possible. Meanwhile, Marion traces Celia's through her mother. Rosu's men went to the center to arrest her. That day, Sally stopped by Eric's room and saw his drawings. Some of her drawings, which amused her. She also read the Eric words she had written and realized they could easily become songs. Since Sally plays some instruments, Eric suggests they should remix and create together, and she agrees. Soon after, it was announced that Celia had guests. Eric looked out of the room and reassured Shelby that he had mistaken Marion for a lawyer. But when Sally saw the woman, she panicked. She asked Eric to help her escape, even though she didn't know what to do in the center. Eric leads her to the laundry room and shows her the windows that lead out, but they need to remove the tracker first. The couple managed to escape after climbing over the fence. They ran into the forest. Soon, they came to a road and stopped the first truck that agreed to take them to the city. Sally leads Eric to her friend's vacant apartment because the person is away. The couple became closer, finding solace in each other. They spend quality time together, talk a lot, reminisce about past lives, and plan for the future. Sitting on a roof at night, they talk about love and realize that they have found each other. Meanwhile, the police discover Rich's body and immediately notify Rosu, who is enjoying the performance. He orders Marion to find Celia and end the matter because if the video leaks, his reputation will be severely damaged. Sally and Eric continue to enjoy love. They go out in nature, relax with other young couples for a lot of walks, and hope to grow old together. The couple wrote the song together, but one day, as Sully sat down on the instrument, she suddenly remembered something bad. She confessed that she used to love playing music, but her mother forced her to perform in places that were not suitable for a child. She had to witness things that no child should see. Many people have suffered because of this, and Celia feels extremely guilty. She couldn't say exactly what she had done for fear that Eric would leave her. But Eric reassured her that he couldn't live without her. One night, they go to a club where Sully meets the murderer's friend, tells her about his friend's death, and warns her to leave the city. Sully pulled Eric away, promising to explain everything when she got home. But when they entered the apartment, Rouge's men attacked them. Eric and the murdered Sully fall into the realm between life and death. The couple was separated. Sully is thrust into the abyss, while Eric ends up in limbo, where souls await judgment. Here, he meets a mysterious spirit named Granos, who explains that according to ancient beliefs, the crow will take the soul to the place that determines its next path. Take a break or continue to fight against injustice. The crow will show Eric his way. However, Eric doesn't believe the reality of what is happening and tries to leave. Canos advised him to wake up and push him away. Eric dropped the gun and woke up in his apartment. He tried to find Sully, but she was gone. Suddenly, he hears Marion's henchmen return to the apartment to get Celia's phone because someone has stopped the murderers. That night, a man spotted Eric and asked him to step outside, claiming to be a policeman. Suddenly the police opened fire, and Eric fell. However, he immediately stood up again, which frightened the man. They fight, and Eric is stabbed in the stomach, but he pulls out the knife and continues to fight. Finally, Eric's sweetheart, the cop with his own knife. He was amazed to see his wounds heal on their own and walk out into the street in his head, recalling the connos about the crow and the soul, because the pain was too great to go where it needed to go. Suddenly, Eric sees Sari on a bridge about to jump into the water. Eric rushed after her and once again faced Kronos. At this point, he understood that they were both dead. Kronos explained that Selly was on his way down to a place that was a lot worse than this one. Those who killed them made a pact with the devil and received eternal life in exchange for innocent souls. Eric must take revenge for his and Celia's essence. They can find peace. Eric's body could not be killed now, but the pain would never go away. It will last a long time, as his love is still pure. Kronos pushes Eric and he back into the world of the living. The first thing Eric did was find a friend who gave him a gun. Later, he went to see Celia's mother. Sophia was scared and didn't want to tell Eric to enter Selly's room, where he found Dewey's photos and theater access cards. Eric goes to the theater, and at the entrance, he meets the man who killed him. This person does not seem surprised by the appearance of the Euro. Eric asked for his master's name as the man who pulled out his gun and died instantly from a stray bullet. Eric took his phone and found Marion's name. At that moment, he saw Marion getting into the car with her assistant. Eric walked out in the middle of the street. Eric still shoots at the car and tries to kill everyone inside, but Marion's assistant stopped him. Finally, Eric was thrown into the street right in front of a giant truck. However, Eric's physical body recovered. That night, Riju visits Sophia. He wanted to know why Eric had come to see her. Sophia admits that Eric is willing to do anything to bring the series back. It turned out that the mother had sold her daughter's soul in exchange for wealth, which she now regrets. ProSurge sends her soul to hell. She then jumped out of the window to commit suicide. Zoza gets into the car where the young pianist is waiting and calls Marie, explaining that Eric has come back and orders her to bring Eric back. Meanwhile, Eric finds Rich's friend and accuses him of betrayal. The boy panics and reveals that Marion is just a small person, and the real boss is Vin's Central Zoo. He could do insidious things with his voice, pierce the brain, and make others do horrible things. The boy was the one who recorded the video that led to the deaths of Cricket's frogs and Selly. Eric Deer gives him and returns to the apartment where he and Sully used to hide after escaping. He reminisces about his happy moments with Selly and finds her hiding place where the phone is stored. Eric turns on the video and sees the scene of Seely under the influence of a ruthless Riju killing his friend. Too distressed, Eric turns to his mutual friend and confesses that he can't get rid of his heavy thoughts and begins to doubt his love. At that moment, two of Riju's henchmen burst into the room and forced Eric to go in and kill his friend. Witnessing that scene, Eric rose up and fought back, but was shot again and returned to the underworld. Eric is confronted again by Kronos, who says that he has lost the ability to heal himself because he did not complete the task and doubts his love for Scioli. Now, Shelly's soul has been exiled to eternal darkness, and Eric will endure an easy but meaningless life of immortality. Kronos advised him to let go of Seely, but Eric begged Kronos to take his soul to save Seely. Kronos reminds them that they will never be able to be together, but Eric insists on accepting eternal torment to save his beloved. Suddenly a flock of crows flew over the Kronos, cutting off their hands and those of the Euro. Mix the blood together. Eric pained, his eyes gradually covered in black blood, and he received the ability to fly between worlds like a crow. Now he has a chance to take revenge on destroying Zozu. Eric comes back to life, killing those who killed him with their own weapons. He finds a message on one of the guys' phone revealing that Marion will be waiting at the theater. Eric put on scary makeup and armed himself and headed towards the theater. At this point, Marion reported to Riju that Eric had stopped, but that made him unhappy. While the show was starting, Marion and her men focused on the show, not noticing that Eric had invaded the theater and killed all of Riju's bodyguards one after another. They tried to stop him, but Eric coldly stepped forward, leaving a series of corpses behind. Neither the bullets hurt him. His wounds healed immediately. Marion reported this to Rosu, and he thanked her for the service. Meanwhile, Eric reaches Marie's balcony. She reveals the location of the Riju. Although reluctant, she provided the address before Eric beheaded both her and the bodyguard. He brought their heads to the stage and threw them at the audience, make them panic and run away. Remembering Sully's wish for a bouquet of lilies, Eric took the flowers and left them on the bridge, then proceeded to Luzwi's mansion. Eric went straight to Riju's room, where he mocked his intention to save Selly and expressed pity at his disappointment. But Eric doesn't believe the series is guilty. Riju stabbed a knife in R's chest, affirming that the love in him has turned into hatred. He tries to steal Eric's power, but Eric focuses on happy moments and takes Rosu into the underworld. Here, Eric easily kills Rosu, sends his soul to hell, and frees Seely's soul. The girl rose from the abyss and hugged her lover. He reassured her that he could not return. Selly refuses to leave without him, but nothing can change. She wakes up the night they load and finds Kronos in the form of a doctor. He said that Eric sacrificed his life to save her. Salai cried in agony, and Eric remembered the bright moments of their meetings, believing that one day, their souls will find each other again. The film is a story of love, pain, and an eternal fight for justice. A war that never ends, even after death. The movie ends here. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest videos. Silence.